I'm going to walk you through making your own tiny watercolor accordion palette, complete with 2 mixing areas and the ability to take up to 12 colors anywhere you want to paint. You probably have everything you need at home. Let's make one together. Hello and welcome to another episode of The Art Table. I'm Cassie and I'm so glad you're here. Today we have a very special DIY that actually my daughter and I came up with yesterday, just kind of playing around and tinkering with different ideas. This is a watercolor mini accordion book that holds 12 colors of Peerless dry sheets. I'm going to use this when I go out urban sketching. I'm so excited. So today we're going to make your own little booklet. It's going to be super quick, especially because my camera battery is dying and we're going to try to get this all done. And I'm going to make a palette for the urban sketch that I'm going to do later today. You can pick any colors. This one holds 12, but you can pick any colors. You can make the squares bigger, you can make the squares smaller, you can customize it however you want. But it folds up. This is the one my daughter did. She kind of added her own little flair to it. It folds up into this tiny little, I compared it to a Tic Tac jar the other day. I don't even know if those exist anymore, but here we go. These are all the materials that you'll need. We need some scrap watercolor paper. I have some wax paper that I found in my kitchen, a ruler, a pen to mark the names of the colors, scissors, tape, you can use glue if you want to, string, and Peerless dry sheets. And we're also going to have, you can pick what you want for the cover of your book. I just use some craft cardstock. You can use whatever you have laying about. I might actually, if I have enough watercolor paper, I will. Otherwise, I'll find some in my girls' craft bin. And I think that's it. So let's get started. First, I'm going to take my ruler and I'm just going to make it easy, just measure exactly the width of the ruler. And that is going to be my accordion. We'll cut on this line. And this doesn't even, honestly, you could even use cardstock. You don't have to waste your watercolor paper. But I just like it because then when I do my swatches, it's all nice and neat. Okay, so then we are going to take our wax paper and cut the same exact size and shape. You can kind of rough cut it and then we'll make it exact later. We'll cut that out. We've got, oh gosh, the other side was not cut. That's okay, we'll fix it later. So we've got the watercolor sheet and the wax paper, same size for right now. And then we are going to fold this watercolor paper into your accordion shape. So first I'm gonna fold it in half. We call that hot dog way, right? Okay, and then I'm going to fold each side in half again. So it doesn't matter which way your folds are going right now. We'll fix them later. We're just kind of getting the spots where our folds are. Okay, so we want to fold each of these sections in half one more time. So this is kind of where I get the accordion fold going here. So I'm just going back and forth, kind of like when you were in elementary school and you made those pop-up snakes. You ever did that? Fold back, and then like this. And whenever I'm making a crease, I'm kind of pressing really hard or like kind of burnishing it with my thumb. Okay, so we've got our little watercolor thing here. So I actually, let's see, I haven't experimented. I'm gonna go the other way with my accordion just because I like how this turned out and I want to use this more textured side of the watercolor paper. Okay, so we've got that. So I'm literally going to use something that they cut out. I have no idea what it is. And I'm going to trace just one of those squares. I kind of want it to be a little bit bigger, but really it doesn't matter too much. Out, and we actually want 2 of these, so I'm going to cut this out and then cut another one same size and shape. Alright, we're gonna have a sparkly silver book. Okay. Then what we're gonna do, I like to have 2 little mixing palettes here. So I'm gonna cut, you can cut just the square size, but I'm actually gonna cut double the height so that it can have some extra reinforcement here. And I think I have enough watercolor paper. It may be a little bit marked up, but. Okay, so let's see. Let's do 1, 2. Again, this is just a DIY. Where'd my pen go? You guys, do you see my pen? Ah, fell under. Okay. Doesn't have to be super exact. And I know that these are the width of my ruler, so I'm just marking that. Watercolor, these will be my mixing palettes. Awesome. Okay, so now all the things that we've got our accordion, we've got our wax paper, we have 2 covers and 2 what are going to be our mixing palettes. So I'm going to wrap half of this in tape to be a mixing palette. That just makes it so that there's a place for the brush to mix on. It doesn't matter which side you have. Since these are kind of marked up, I'm just using the cleaner side. And then I try just not to get a bunch of my fingerprints on it. Okay, so see, I only taped this half. You can tape the whole half or the whole sheet, but only half will be showing at the end, so. And if you have packing tape, this goes a lot quicker. Okay, so I've got my 2 mixing palettes. Half of the top halves, or half of them, are taped. We've got all of our stuff right here. We're gonna lay it out and then we'll assemble it as we go. So I'm gonna take the long watercolor paper strip, our accordion, and our wax paper. And I'm going to tape this together on the left side. This will all be covered, so it doesn't have to be super pretty under here. And this whole square will be covered by the cover. So if you want, you can keep it to be more secure under here. So we've got it just taped to the first square. We'll fix this later. then I'm going to add my watercolor palette. And how I did this one, I've got one watercolor palette going down on the left side and one watercolor palette, or mixing palette, going up on the right side. So you can do it however you want. I'm just gonna do it the same just for this video. And we're gonna tape that onto there. So this is looking kind of funny just because we haven't done anything with this yet, but we'll get to it. It's kind of slipping, so I'm going to just secure it like that as well. Okay, so then we are going to adhere our cover after that. So you can, for a more cleaner look, you can make it, or you can glue it on. For simplicity right now, I just have tape, so I'm going to just kind of try to tape it incognito. For the one thing you want to make sure is that this is going to fold right here. So you want to make sure that the cover kind of lends itself to that. So you're only taping on the very left edge and the top edge. If you're gluing, you can glue all under here. Okay, so this watercolor palette, I will want to fold under. So I'm just going to make that fold right now. Press it down. All right, and then this is bugging me. So we are going to kind of fold this in. This is just a protective cover for when the paints are wet and you want to fold it up and make sure that it's not like getting paint on the other sheets. Okay, this last sheet is going to be our other cover, so we can actually cut off 1 square length of the wax paper. So I'm just going to do that like that. Okay, so we have to do the other side now. We'll put the wax paper to the side, and then we're gonna do the same thing on this side, assembling the watercolor mixing palette and the cover. So first we're gonna do the watercolor mixing palette. I like this one to go up, but again, you can do it however you'd like. And we're gonna tape it really well. What we do want to make sure is that that fully covered tape side is the side that's exposed, because that's where we're going to be able to do our color mixing. So we've got the watercolor palette on this side, we're going to do a cover on this side. And remember about that fold, so we will just align it. Okay, and then I'm going to make sure that this folds back under. If you didn't cut exactly right, so I see like there's a little bit coming out here, I can just trim that for a more cleaner look, but I mean, if it bothers you. Okay, so here we have the shell of our accordion palette book. So this wax paper is just for protection. So I can fold this up. And in my other one, I just had a paper clip so that it didn't bug me, but okay. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 square pages. I did 2 paint sheets on each side, or on each square. So it's up to you, whatever you want to do. I have a whole bunch of scraps from when I cut Peerless watercolors, when my girls want to play with them. So I just kind of take from there. I made a palette for the urban sketch that I'm gonna do today. So I have my colors laid out and I know which ones I want to use. You can do anything you want. This is your DIY. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to write the names of the colors that I want so that I have them in the right order. Okay, so I actually only picked out 10. I can choose if I want for this to be another mixing palette, or I can choose 2 more colors, whatever I want. So I'm going to take these color sheets that I have laid out, and I'm just going to cut like it's like 1.5 centimeter by 1.5 centimeter. So I know that all of these are the color name or the paint name, even though like this is a scrap sheet of paper. I know that this is geranium pink. I am just going to take a little piece of tape, or this is where glue would come in very handy. And I'm going to make a roll of it, stick it down on my page. And then you just want to make sure that the example, the wash side of the watercolor, is face down so that the paint side, the more crystally, powdery side, is face up. So I'm just going to press that down and finish for all the other ones. I actually have to go into my complete edition because I don't have a loose sheet of ripe peach right now, and I just need a little bit. Let's speed this up. Okay, so now we're going to do the swatches of each color. What I forgot to say before is that you're just going to want, if you want swatches, your paintbrush, your water, and a little blotter to blot off in the middle of each color. So I'm just going to take a tiny piece of each color and paint it right over the name here, just for a very easy reference when I'm actually painting. When you fold it up, it has a string tie that you just wrap around and tuck in, and then you have your watercolor booklet. It's not like popping open. So if you want that, all you have to do is take a piece of any kind of string. I like to make it kind of long, and we'll adjust later. You fold it in half, and then you take this part and we're going to tape it or somehow secure it going this way. So your loop is here. Take a piece of tape and just secure that. And we'll trim this as we fold it up. So let's see how this works. We've got our protective film. Sometimes I see like we haven't trimmed this down yet. So I'm actually going to, well, we'll see. Okay, so let's fold this in here. And then what I like to do is fold this one under first and clamp it down with that last palette card. This one as well. Kind of just secures it more. So then you're kind of figuring out, okay, I've got this chunk coming out here, so I'm just gonna trim it. These are not sharp scissors. So let's open it up a little bit and trim. There we go. Okay, so that is good enough for me. I like to secure it with these palettes. And you know what? I always forget to do this first one, so I might even just not do that one. Okay, So then I've got my string. Let's see, here's the front, here's the back, to make sure that your string is going off to the left when you turn it around on the back. So I'm going to take my string and just wind it around a couple times. I like to do it twice, and then I'm going to tuck. And I don't want all this extra string, so I'm gonna trim that. And there we go. There's my little book. Isn't that cute? I've got all the watercolors I need to go urban sketching today right here. I'm so excited. So let's open that up one more time to show you guys. I've got all these. I open it. I like to fold these back on the cover, and that's where my paper clip comes in. Just like that. Let me go get my sketchbook to show you just how perfectly this works. So I've got my sketchbook here. I am going to open it up to a blank page, and this I have made to fit right across the top of my sketchbook. So I can use my clips, secure it on this side, making sure that my color mixing palette is still accessible. On this side, and look at that. You can have 12 colors. I've got 10 right here. I might put tape around this one just to make an extra mixing palette. It's totally up to you. But then I've got my watercolors right here, and let's go use it. Check out this video of me urban sketching with this. We'll see how it works, and we'll see how far the paints go in a sketchbook like this.